Sean Diddy Combs is great at a lot of things, but keeping a band running clearly isn't his thing. The music mogul created a band under his own label Bad Boy Entertainment to create more meaningful music. He wanted to create songs about love, but also wanted to add a female perspective, which is why it was important for the band to have female singers. He had huge plans for this band as he wanted to diversify his music and not sing about negative things like drugs, something which is closely associated with rappers. Everyone was curious to see what he would do after he made some big promises, but sadly, after just one album, Sean decided to disband the group. Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Are you also wondering where did Don Richard and Kalina Harper go? Fret not. Today we will discuss why Diddy's Dirty Money disband. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Also subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss any updates. Don and Kalina's life before joining the band. Kalina was born on 13 August in 1982. She was passionate about singing since she was a child. Harper had been around long before Sean discovered her. She had written songs for some of the biggest celebrities like Christina Aguilera, Aretha Franklin, Ciara, and Pussycat Dolls. She had written hit numbers for all of these when Diddy hired her to write a song. Singing was something she had been considering for a long time even then, but it was hard to get her foot in the door that way, so she started writing to get a start. Before 2008, she even recorded a song with Lady Gaga when neither of them was famous, but it never got released. Dawn was born on 5 August in 1983. She met Diddy long before Kalina did. In 2005, she auditioned for a show Making the Band, which aired on MTV. In that show, she got a place for Sean Diddy's future girl group under his label Bad Boy Records. Before appearing on the show, Dawn had already signed a record deal with Yeah Brother Records. Diddy personally requested them to postpone her debut album release and also immediately release her from the contract. After this, Diddy put her in a band with 3 other girls and decided to call them Danity Kane. The name came from a manga superhero that Dawn was drawing in the studio. Diddy liked the sound of it and decided to call the girls that. The group held the record for having their debut 2 albums topping the charts. They were extremely successful, but in 2009, the shocking news of their split came. How the girls were discovered by Diddy. Diddy met Kalina when she was writing songs. He wanted her to be on his writing team, starting with one song. Soon, he got to know her and her passion of singing. At that time, he had made up his mind to create a group where there will be 2 girls with him. Harper seemed to fit the bill by having a feminine yet futuristic sensibility. Kalina was looking for an opportunity like this for so long, but nobody was ready to invest in her, and then Diddy came and recognized her potential. She reminisced the whole conversation in an interview, especially chuckling at the part where she asked him to give her some time to think. I was originally brought on to do some writing for the project, but by the end of months of writing, Puff asked me to join the group. I was more than honored. What's funny is when he called, I was like, let me call you back, because I wanted to consult with my managers. Who tells Puff they will call him back after such an offer? I was really just speechless and elated that he offered me the opportunity. Even after getting the opportunity of a lifetime, she didn't take it easy. Everyone knows Diddy is a perfectionist, but Kalina has experienced it firsthand. She had to write Strobe Lights 152 times before Diddy approved the lyrics. Diddy had met Dawn way before establishing Dirty Money. He had only signed her exclusively from the former band. When he was performing the concept of Dirty Money, he knew one of the girls would be Don Richard. Before that, they were already working on her solo project, then he couldn't help but once again offered her a spot in his band. Unlike other artists, Dawn also quite enjoyed working in a group, and this time she had a chance to learn directly from the master, so she didn't refuse it. She told a magazine how Diddy never pressured her. He gave her complete freedom to work on whichever project she liked. My call with Diddy went like this. So yeah, baby girl, look, I feel like you should meet Kalina. I think it would be good if you would be in my group. I know how you feel about it. I didn't know how you feel about being in a group with another chick. We could do your solo project or we could do this group thing. Performance of Last Train to Paris. In 2010, Dirty Money's first album, Last Train to Paris, was released. The album was a critical success with everyone praising Sean's ability to hop in multiple genres. This album was a huge risk for Diddy. He had been known as a rapper before, and everybody who knew him openly said that he wasn't a very great singer, especially for genres like R&B and soul. But he wanted to create something which had the appeal of a classic love story. He knew love cannot be talked about only from one perspective, that too from a rapper's one, so he decided to bring in females who would add more depth to his album. album. His ideology was the main reason why girls decided to group up and create this cult classic. It's the woman's point of view. Puff had an idea of finding love, losing love, and finding love again as a storyline, but he just didn't want one perspective. We tell the opposite side and making the love story complete as narrators. We can relate to the story. If they split up, what is she thinking? So it's through the eyes of both parties. Singles like Angels and Love Calm Down are still a fan favorite. He made the album by blending multiple genres, even gave it a more auto-tuned finish. For auto-tune, he took inspiration from T.I. Pain, who was topping every list with his auto-tune songs. Diddy even asked him permission to use it, which he gladly gave as he didn't own it. Still, Diddy gave him credits. None of his team members understood the logic behind this move. Why the group disbanded? After listening to Last Train to Paris, fans were eagerly waiting for new music from the group. Whenever they appeared for an interview in 2011, they maintained that so much work is happening, there will be an announcement of a new album soon. But unfortunately, the only announcement that came in 2012 was of their split. Soon, different theories started to float as to what went wrong. Some claimed that the girls didn't get along and Diddy was in no mood to handle their temper tantrums, so he decided to call the whole thing off. This could have been a solid guess, but over the years, the girls have never badmouthed each other. There was never any diss or pot shot that could leave a hint of their beef. The girls weren't enemies, but they weren't friends either. They only got together professionally and just worked on an album to get split, so there wasn't any real bonding. The other wild guess turned out to be more accurate, which was that Diddy got bored after releasing just one album. Diddy didn't manage his label like a head. He managed it like an artist who only worked on something as long as it interested him. He is famous for doing things in his own way, and his way is all about creative freedom. As soon as the album was done, he moved on to other things and didn't think much about the band. He only announced that the group has disbanded when the girls asked him to release from their contracts so they could go on with their solo careers. Kalina later proved this theory right when she appeared for an interview and told why Dirty Money couldn't continue. While Puff was done, he didn't want to do it anymore and he couldn't sit back and wait around to see what was going to happen next. So instead of waiting, I asked could I be released from my contract and he was gracious enough to let that happen. I gave him 6 years of my life and now I'm just excited about this next phase. Like I said before, every moment up until this point was just getting me ready to step out on my own. Solo careers of the girls. Since the end of Dirty Money, the girls have gone on to do great things in their careers. Kalina Harper starred in VH1's reality show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. After her stint ended on the show, she went back to songwriting and collaborated with some amazing artists like Tinashe and Maya. Harper even released a few singles when she was in the reality show. Dawn, on the other hand, couldn't stay away from singing and has released multiple solo albums over the years. To this day, she has released 5 solo albums and now she is also dabbling into acting but taking more mature roles than before. Despite everything, one thing that is common in both girls is their love for Diddy. And they have both mentioned that if someday he decides to call them up to do something exciting, they would say yes without wasting a second. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button to get notifications. Also, don't forget to watch other videos on this channel that explores more topics like this.